We'll have exam on Tuesday next week. And don't forget also on Thursday, there will be quiz, okay, over this chapter on Thursday before the review. Okay, so now, we have talked about the hormones, the characteristic, the type, right? Based on the target cells, based on the chemicals, right? And now, we're going to learn a little bit that most hormones, okay, so most hormone, they act independently. Okay, so most of them act independently. Okay. However, there are several hormones that actually they have to interact with other hormones in order to give the action, right? To perform the action. So this is what we call the interactions between hormones. So again, majority of hormones they act independently, but there are some hormones they have to be together in order to give the action, or maybe they have the opposite. They have opposite action to the same organs. Okay, but based on the interaction, there are three types of hormones. There are three types of interaction. The first one is called the permissive. Okay, so permissive is mean that one hormone perform the action, but the other hormone actually give more strength to that hormone. So kind of give permissions in order to be perform a stronger action. Okay, example is thyroid hormones. Okay, thyroid hormones is actually give permissions or give strength to adrenalines. So adrenalines, usually called the norepinephrines, give strength to the adrenaline to perform what we call the lipolysis, to break down the fat. Okay, so TH, thyroid hormones, thyroid hormones give permissions or give strength to the adrenaline or norepinephrines to perform better in broken down or breaking down the fat from the fat tissue. That's example of permissive effect. So adrenaline actually need thyroid hormones in order to be able to break down the fat. Right, now, another interaction is called the synergistic effects. Okay, so for the synergistic effects, there are at least two hormones that have to work together in order to give the effects on the target cell. Example is estrogens and progesterone. They have to present both of them in order to maintain female secondary characteristic. Okay, so both progesterone and estrogens are working together to maintain a female secondary characteristic, including production of eggs or ovum. Okay, and the last interaction is called the antagonistic effect. Antagonistic effects. Right? It means that one hormone actually have opposite action against the other hormone. Example, glucagon. This is produced by the alpha cells in our pancreas. the glucagon actually decrease. I'm sorry. I say up, but I say decrease. Increase, okay? Increase glucose level in the blood, right? Which is actually these glucagons will make the liver cell, yeah, to break down the glycogen into many glucoses. So when the glycogen's broken down into glucoses, what happened? These glucoses will be available in the blood. So it will increase the glucose level in the blood. That's the work of glucagon. That's the name of the hormone. There is another hormone, and you know it, the insulin. What does the insulin do? Decrease. Decrease glucose level in the blood. How? Again, the target cell is going to be the same, mostly liver. Okay, so liver cell will form glycogen from glucoses. What does that mean? It means that glucoses will be used to make glycogen, then the glucose level will be reduced in the blood. And this process, the formation of glycogen from glucoses, is called the glycogenesis. And we have talked about this last time. Okay, so if you see this, two hormone, okay, glucagon and insulin, they are actually antagonistic. Okay, they oppose one another. Another example, last time, on the anatomy and physiology one, we talk about calcitonin versus the PTH, parathyroid hormone. They are also antagonistic hormones. Because what? Because calcitonin reduce the calcium in the blood, PTH increase calcium in the blood. Okay, so this is another example of antagonistic hormones. Okay, do you have question for this interaction? No question? Again, just make sure you know most hormone is actually act independently, but there are some hormone will have interaction. And there are three types of interaction between these hormone. Get it? Hey, now we'll continue with the organs that produce the hormone, the target cell, the action, and then what happened if you do not produce enough of that hormone, or if you produce too much of that hormone, what kind of condition or disorder you will have. Okay? So we're gonna continue with that discussion today. So on Canvas, actually, I give you the table, the table that has all the gland, the hormones, the target, and also the disorder. So we're gonna put the table over here. Let's say up to here. Okay. And the first column over here, we're gonna put the gland. Okay, the name of the gland that produce the hormone. Okay, and then also the name of the hormones that they produce. Okay, and then we're gonna put the target over here. The target may be organ, maybe tissue or cell. The target organ or target tissue or target cell. Remember, what is the requirement for target? What do they have? All target will have receptor. That's the requirement for target, right? So they do have a receptor for that specific hormone, right? And then the target. Now the action. Actions on the target cell. What kind of action that hormone have on that target? And then over here, we have what we call the disorder. What does disorder mean? The disorderly, which is abnormality. What happened if that target do not have the hormone or do not receive the hormone, or if the hormone produce too much or too little? So for this disorder, we have two categories. The first one, we're going to put the, let's say, hyposecretion. What does hyposecretion mean? Too little. Too little production. Too little production. So normally you have to produce certain concentration of hormone, but when we have hyposecretions abnormality, it means that our hormone is not enough. The second category will be hypersecretion. This means too much production of that hormone. Okay, so these are the table that we will fill out today. Okay, you ready? Now, I'm gonna kind of make a picture, drawing. Okay, let's say this is us. Okay. Okay, I have this look like. Okay, now. Okay, I hope this is good. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, for a human. Hey, now we start from the gland that actually part of our brain. It's part of our nervous system. So this organ is actually linked between nervous system and endocrine system. Okay, so we're gonna put here like that. So if you still remember, in the brain, there are 4 parts of brain. The biggest one is called the cerebrum. You still remember? And then on the back, we have cerebellum. In the middle, we have diencephalon. And the stem, the brain stem. Well, that's part of the brain, if you remember ANP1. Now, the middle part, the diencephalon. So diencephalon over here has 3 parts. The biggest part over here, the thalamus. Thalamus is the one that sort information from our body and bring it to our cerebral cortex. Okay, that's for sensory, which is not part of the endocrine system. But the second part over here, so this one over here, this is actually the one that link between brain and endocrine system. This second part over here is called the hypothalamus. Okay, so hypothalamus. And the third part on the back over here, this is also actually part of the endocrine system and nervous system. This one is called the epithalamus, or another name for this epithalamus is called the pineal gland. Alright, so we start from this nervous system, because nervous system is actually the one that control almost everything, including our hormonal production. Okay. So which one is part that connect nervous system and the endocrine system? The main part is number 2 over here. It's called the hypothalamus. Okay. So this hypothalamus connected into our first, let's say, it's actually on the brain over here, and not really on the cheek. What? So it's a little bit on the top over here. So this organ over here, this gland, is also known as the master gland, which is the master of endocrine gland. This is the one that produces a lot of hormone. This master gland is called the pituitary gland. Right? So this pituitary gland connected with the hypothalamus. You get this one first. Right? So this pituitary gland has 2 parts. The front one is called the anterior pituitary gland. Okay? And the back one over here is going to be the posterior pituitary gland. Okay. So this is just showing us where these glands are located. This is part of our brain, in the brain, in our head. Okay, now we will start with this, with the hypothalamus, which is the part of the brain that also have hormonal function. Okay, we're gonna put this one first. Hypothalamus. Okay, that's the name of the gland, and this is actually the name of part of the brain, because this is the main link between brain or nervous system and the hormonal system, endocrine system. You with me first? Now, hypothalamus produces 9 hormones. That's a lot. Okay, how many hormones produced? 9. Okay, 9 hormones. Now you have to know all of them. For the exam, you have to know all the name of the hormone that we will discuss today and also during the review next week, next Thursday. First one is called the growth hormone, releasing hormone. Write it down, okay? You write it down, the complete name. What is the name of this hormone? Growth hormone, releasing hormone. Get it? Okay. The second one is called the growth hormone, inhibiting hormone. Okay. You get this one? Okay. So the name is actually telling you what they do. What they're doing, what this hormone do. The next one is called the thyroid releasing hormone. Thyroid releasing hormone. TRH. Get it? The next one is called gonadotropic, GN, releasing hormone. That's the name of the hormone. So GN over here, it stands for gonad. Gonadotropic. Gonadotropic releasing hormone. What is gonad? Anybody know what is gonad? Gonad is actually sexual organ for the primitive animals, like fish, for example, the gonad, the one that produces eggs or sperm, is just called gonad. That's general name. Okay, but for the more advanced animal like human or maybe bird, okay, that gonad has special name. It is, if it is male, male gonad is called testicle. Get it? Okay, so gonad is general name for all animal, but for the higher animal, that gonad can be divided into male gonad is called testicle, and the female gonad, anybody know what is the name? What is the name of gonad for female? The one that produce egg. What organ produce egg? Ovary. So this female gonad is the ovaries. Can you follow this? So from this name over here, gonadotropic releasing hormone, you should be able to guess what this hormone will do. What? Because this is going to be related to gonad, whether testicles or ovary. The next one is called the CRH, okay, corticotropic releasing hormone. Okay, C stand for corticotropic. Corticotropics. So you know it's gonna be related to cortisol, cortisone later, right? Corticotropic releasing hormone. Okay, and then the next one, number 6, is called the PRH. P stand for prolactin. So prolactin. P is prolactin. Can anybody guess what is prolactin? This is mostly on female. What is prolactin? What is lactation mean? Milk. So prolactin is going to be related to milk later. So PRH, prolactin releasing hormone. Number 7 is called the PIH, prolactin inhibiting hormone. Sometime in the book, this one is called it's also known as dopamine. That's another name for PIH, dopamine. Okay, are you with me? The next one is called the OT. Number 8. What is OT? It stands for oxytocin. Oxytocin. That's OT. And the last hormone is called the ADH. What is ADH? This is the one that make us pee, antidiuretic hormone. Okay, so ADH, antidiuretic hormones. Okay, can you follow this one first? Are you with me? How many hormones produced by hypothalamus? 9. What are the target cell? Look at this one. The hypothalamus connected to pituitary gland. They release all the hormone into the pituitary gland. Now, what is the target organs gonna be? What is the target organ? Come on, you. What is the target organs gonna be? Hypothalamus releases all the hormone into the pituitary gland. What are the targets gonna be? What are the targets gonna be? Come on, you. Hypothalamus release all the hormone to the pituitary gland. What are the targets gonna be? Pituitary gland. Come on, that's easy question, right? Not easy question. Come on. This hypothalamus release all the 9 hormones to the pituitary gland. What does that mean? The target will be pituitary gland. That's a very easy connection, right? Okay, you with me? So the target will be pituitary gland. But remember, there are 2 parts of pituitary gland. What is that? Anterior and posterior. Are you with me? This 7 over here, 1 to 7, the target is all anterior pituitary gland. So the 7 hormone over here, starting from the G growth hormone, releasing hormone, to the PIH, prolactin inhibiting hormone, they all go to the anterior part of the pituitary gland. So the target gonna be anterior pituitary gland. You with me? How about OT and ADH? What are the targets gonna be? The posterior one, okay? So posterior pituitary gland. Can you follow this one first, right? Easy, right? This is makes sense. Now, what they do? That's the question. What are the actions of this hormone to this pituitary gland? You with me? Now, anterior pituitary gland produce 7 hormone. Okay, so this one over here produce 7 hormone. Okay, you with me? The first hormones will be the one that will be controlled by these 2. Growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone inhibiting hormone. Can you guess the name of the hormone that is produced by anterior pituitary gland that is controlled by these 2 hypothalamus hormone? This is the one that make you growing. What do you call that hormone? What hormone that make you growing? Growth hormone. Can you follow this? What? Growth hormone. So, what is the action of this one? The target is anterior pituitary gland. The name is telling you over here, if it is releasing, it's going to be stimulate. Stimulate productions of growth hormone. From where? From the anterior pituitary gland. Easy, right? Easy connection. Are you with me? What do you think this one do to the anterior pituitary gland? What is the action going to be? Mika? This is inhibiting hormone. Growth hormone, inhibiting hormone. This hormone will what? Carter, help. Inhibit, right? It's easy, right? It's easy, right? Inhibit growth hormone production. That's it, right? Get it? Now, TRH, thyroid releasing hormone. It is releasing. It's gonna be stimulate. But stimulate what? Anterior pituitary gland, remember I mentioned this, produce 7 hormone. What? So far you only have 1 hormone, growth hormone. What? This is gonna be the second hormone over here. This is a hormone called the TSH. Thyroid stimulating hormone. So stimulate the release of TSH from anterior pituitary gland. Remember, this is the target. Okay, are you with me? This one and this one. Okay, Miguel again. This is one is releasing hormone. What is gonna be the action? Stimulate. Yeah. Just to make sure you know you can follow this easily. Stimulate. But stimulate what? Stimulate what? It's gonna be stimulate hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland that will go to testicle and ovary, the one that go to the gonad. That hormone is called FSH, first, follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, F stand for follicle. Follicle stimulating hormone. What is follicle? Follicle actually cell in your ovary that will protect the eggs. It will kind of later the FSH over here, kind of make the follicle cell become mature. But right now, the GnRH, the target still anterior pituitary gland, not your ovary or testicle yet, still in here. It will stimulate the production of SHH. FSH later will go to your testicle and or the ovary. And there is another hormone that also will go to the testicles or the ovary. It's called the LH. Okay, LH, luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone. Okay, again, in the ovary, there is another cell called the corpus luteum. That's actually the one that will be affected by this LH later. So how many hormones so far produced by the anterior pituitary gland? Growth hormones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ayun me. Now, this one. Again, releasing. Momo, what is releasing action gonna be? Yay, stimulate, right? I try to make it easy for you to understand the hormone working. Stimulate this one, releasing hormone. Stimulate. Stimulate what? Corticotropic. One of them is cortisol, and cortisol produced by the adrenal glands above of the kidney. But right now is still anterior pituitary gland, not the adrenal gland yet. So this anterior pituitary gland will produce hormone called the ACTH. This is going to be stimulated by the CRH. What is ACTH stand for? Adrenocorticotropic, corticotropic hormone, right? ACTH. That stand for adrenocorticotropic hormone. And again, it will go to your adrenal glands later. Get it, my friends? All right. PRH. Okay. R. What is R? Releasing, what? Now, what is the action? Stimulate. Stimulate. Hormone that will produced by the pituitary gland. What hormone is that? P. What is P stand for? Prolactin. So prolactin is actually produced by the anterior pituitary gland. Prolactin. Okay, get it? Now, how about this? What's the actions going to be? Inhibit. So this one, inhibit prolactin. Are you with me? Okay. So how many hormones so far over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many hormones did I mention? 6. How many? No, how many hormone produced? 7. What? We need one more. What is one more hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland? There is hormones called the MSH. MSH, which is melanin stimulating hormone. What is melanin? Dark skin pigment. And from the name, you know this one will go to the skin later. But right now, it is produced by who? By the anterior pituitary gland. Can you see that one? What? So anterior pituitary gland produce 7 hormone. On all of these hormone, 7 hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland, controlled by the hypothalamus hormones. Are you with? Okay. So that's how it's work. Your nervous system is actually also controlling your hormonal system, especially in this connection over here. Get it? Now, how about this? The other two over here, OT and ADH. What the OT do to the posterior pituitary gland? Nothing. Basically, hypothalamus produce it, the posterior pituitary gland just store it. Store the OT. There is no other action in the ADA, the posterior pituitary gland, except just storing it. So posterior pituitary gland do not really produce any hormone. ADH gonna be the same. In the posterior pituitary gland is only store. Okay. You got this one? Okay. Anybody have questions so far? No? Okay, so from here, from different hormone over here, 9 over here, and there is 7 on the anterior gland. So far, the one that will have disorder is this ADH. Okay, so this non-disorder of ADH, if it is hyposecretions of ADH, what happens? There is a conditions in a person that have very little ADH production. The name is similar with glucose condition. Is called the diabetes. The name is diabetes too, but this one is not mellitus. So there is a disorder is called the diabetes insipidus. Insipidus. That's the name of the abnormality. So someone that produce less ADH, they will have disease or abnormality is called the diabetes insipidus. Because the name is the same like diabetes mellitus, the symptom is actually very similar. What is that? What is the symptom of diabetes? If somebody have diabetes, they have polyuria. What does polyuria mean? What does poly mean? So it has polyuria. What does poly mean? Multiple or so many. What does urea mean? What is urine? Urine. What does mean? This person will have a lot of urine production. They're gonna pee a lot. Another symptom is polydipsia. Anybody know what does polydipsia mean? Thirsty. So much. Feeling so thirsty. What does polydipsia mean? Are you with me? That's actually diabetes symptom. The last one, this is also for the one that have diabetes, is called the polyphagia. Phag mean eat. What does that mean? Keep hungry. If you have diabetes, you might keep thirsty. You feel so thirsty, hungry, and at the same time, you go to the restroom a lot. Polyuria. So polyuria, polydipsia, polyphagia. That's the symptom of diabetes. Whether insipidus or mellitus. What is the difference between insipidus and mellitus? Insipidus caused by hyposecretion of ADH. Diabetes mellitus is caused by hyposecretion of insulin. Okay, so two different cause, but have the same kind of symptom over there. Okay, do you have questions so far for this? So far, how many glands that we learn? One. Okay. One. We'll continue. We'll continue. Now I'm gonna change this to the second gland. Okay. The second gland will be this one. Anterior pituitary gland. Right? That's the second gland it's gonna be. Now, how many hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland? How many? 7. Gonna list all of them, 7 over here. So until 7 over here. Okay. What is the first one? I've still put it there. What is the first hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland? Growth hormone. Growth hormone. You with me? What is the second one? What is the second one, Carlton? What is the second one? The second hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland? It's still there. Huh? The what? It's still there. I don't even erase it. Huh? The what? This is the first one. That's growth hormone, right? Growth hormone. What is the second one there? TSH. What? It's still easy. Well, it's still there. Thyroid stimulating hormone. What? That's the second hormone produced by the anterior pituitary gland. What is that? TSH. Thyroid stimulating hormone. What is number 3? Yeah, see how wonderful. Good thing it's not exam, what? What is number 4? Wonderful, see? What is next one? ACT. Yay, ACTC. you take ACT? No, it's not ACT. ACTH, right? Yeah, adrenocorticotropic hormone. What is number 6? Prolactin. We can put this like a PRL, right? Prolactin, PRL. What is the last one? MSH. Melanin stimulating hormone. Are you with me? Okay, now we go to the target. Okay, target over here. So, slowly, right? Slowly. Make sure you follow this. Right? Growth hormone. Right? Look at yourself. When you are growing, which organ is growing? What is the first organ that will be growing? To make you taller. Legs. Organ. I mean the. Your skin growing? Now, your skin will not make you taller. What organ make you taller? Come on. You are taller, your liver taller. Come on, this is very easy question. If you are taller, which organ that actually make you taller. What is the name of organ that become longer? What? Spine. No, spine. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. No, come on. Yes. What the organ of skeleton called? Skeleton is a system. Okay? Skeletal system consists of 206 of this organ. Bones. Come on. Bones. Right? You're taller because your bones longer. Is that right? Yeah. So that's how hormone work. So growth hormone mean it will go to the organ that make you growing. What is the first organ's gonna be? Bones. What? Bones. Okay, your bones. Remember bones like this. Let's say we already talked this in the ENP1. On the bone, you have diaphysis, metaphysis, and epiphysis. Over here, you have special area that actually can be growing. Okay? Anybody still remember? What do you call this place? When you get older, that place over here, that structure will be closed. You will not be growing taller anymore. Anybody know what is the name of this structure? Growth plate. Okay? So there is a growth plate or epiphyseal plate. The same thing with this one, growth plate. Okay? Okay, so for female, your growth plate still growing until 21 years old. For male, even longer, until 25 years old. So that's the reason why male can be taller, because they're still growing until 25 average. So this growth plate. So that's going to be the target for this growth hormone, the bone, especially the growth plate. So what is the action? What is the action? Can you tell me whether this growth hormone lipid soluble or water soluble hormone? Lipid soluble or water soluble hormone? Come on. You only memorize the lipid soluble hormone. What? There are not many of them. What is that? All the sexual hormone, thyroid hormone, nitric oxide. The rest is going to be what? Water soluble hormone. So this one, water soluble hormone. It is not changing your characteristic. It's not altering your gene. But this one over here in the bone will stimulate cell division. So cell divisions over here. Boom, 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 boom. When the cell divide on the growth plate, what happened? Adding the cell. The bone become longer. So stimulate cell division, make the bone become elongate the bone. This is on this side, which is going vertical, but it's also can adding more cell over here on the side. It's not only taller, your bone is become thicker too. Okay, so elongate the bone and also make the thicker the bone. Can you follow this? Now your bone become taller and also bigger at the same time when you are growing. That makes sense, right? That's the function of growth hormone on the first target cell. And this action is action of water soluble hormone. It's not altering your gene. Now, what is the second organ that also growing? What you can see yourself, right? When you baby, Your organ over here, the second organ is very small. But when you are growing, it's become bigger. Especially when you are, doing the exercise, it's even become bigger and bigger. Yeah! Are you with me? That's easy, right? That's how hormone work. The name is telling you what it's doing, right? What the target's gonna be. What is the target's gonna be? The second one? Muscle. Muscle. But muscle different with bone. For the bone, you can actually add more cell to be growing. But muscle, everybody actually since they were born, they have the same number of muscles on their body. No different. If I have 3 million, everybody will have 3 million muscle. Are you with me? There is no different. Whether you bodybuilder or not bodybuilder, you have the same number of muscle cell. Get it? Now, what happened then if you cannot adding more cell on the muscle? How your muscle growing? Growing in what? In size. So muscle stimulate proteins muscle. Muscle proteins production. And this will make muscle become bigger. Just bigger, not more cell, but bigger muscle, bigger cell. Get it? So that's the actions on muscle. Increase muscle size, not muscle number. For the bone, increase the bone cell. You will become taller and thicker on that bone. Are you with me? What is the next one? The last organ's gonna be. So when you're growing, you need a lot of energy, right? The energy is coming from glucose. Glucose will convert it into ATP, and ATP will be used for this, making bigger muscle, taller bone, thicker bone. Now, you still remember the organs that use for storage of glucose. What is the organ that used for storage of glucose? The glycogen. Cell with L. Over here. Liver, right? So the next organ is going to be liver. So that the target of growth hormone is going to be at least 3 organs: bone, muscle, and liver. What is the action on the liver? Increase glycolysis. What is glycolysis mean? Increase breakdown of glycogen into glucose. Then glucose is available for ATP production. Then it can be used for this, for growing the bone, growing the muscle. This is how hormone work. Sometimes the name is telling you what they do, and then by using this, you can make connection to the target. It's a logical interaction over here. Now, disorder. Is there any disorder over here? Yes. Growth hormone. If we start with the hyposecretion over here. Hyposecretions of GH. Hyposecretion of growth hormone from your anterior pituitary gland. What does hypo mean? Too little, too few concentrations produced. What happened with the persons? What happened with the kid if they do not have enough growth hormone? What they become? Become taller or become short, or difficult to grow, or grow too much if they do not have enough growth hormone. Xavier, if you don't have enough growth hormone, what happened with the kid? Taller or shorter? They don't have enough growth hormone. What's it going to be? Shorter or taller? What do you call that short? There is a special terminology for short people. Dwarfism. What? Dwarfism. Huh? Because it is due to the anterior pituitary gland disorder, which is produce so little growth hormone, that dwarfism has special name. It's called the pituitary dwarfism. That kid will be really short, but their brain is okay. They don't have mental retardation. They okay. Right? There is another dwarfism that actually causing mental retardation. We're gonna see later. Right? So there are two types of dwarfism. Right now, it's called the pituitary dwarfism. Okay, they are short because what? So little growth hormone. Now, the opposite. What happened if the kid, let's say it's called the hyper secretions of growth hormone during childhood? It has special condition. If it is happening when they are adult, they might have problem with the hypersecretion. Adulthood, they have different condition. Now, if it is happening during childhood, that kid produce so much growth hormone, what happened with him? Go so far. What do you call them? Giant. What? Therefore, it's called the giantism. Giantism, or sometimes it's called the gigantism. Can you follow this? 9 feet, 10 feet kid, is very, very, very tall. They are abnormal, actually. They are not normal. They are abnormal. What happened? They produce too much growth hormone. You with me? Why? Because during childhood, this one's still growing. Their bones are going to be very, very long. They become very, very tall. Are you with me? Now, what happened if it is happening during adulthood? This one already closed. Boom. Especially when female 20 years old or male 25 years old, most of the time it will be closed. That growth plate over here become line, become epiphyseal line, which is no more growing taller. But they still growing thicker. When you're adult, your bone can be thicker but cannot be taller. Are you with me? So that's the reason why when you are older, you will not be taller anymore. That you stop. You stop growing taller. But your bone still able to grow thicker. This is what happened if someone, adult, produce too much growth hormone, then they will have a disease called the acromegaly. That's the name of disorder of hypersecretion of growth hormone during adulthood. You can check, you can actually see with his bone. It's really easy. The cheekbone is really going to be really thick face. Also, this over here, the bone is really thick, big bone over here. Why? Because it's growing. It's thicker. Why? Because it has condition called the hyposecretion of growth hormone during adulthood, and the name of that abnormality is called the acromegaly. Okay, that's what happens if people produce too little or maybe too much hormone, growth hormone. So far there are two disorder. What? Causing by ADH, now growth hormone. You follow this? Hey, what is next? This one over here. Thyroid stimulating hormone. The name is telling you here. What is the target going to be? No, here, look at the name. It's produced by anterior pituitary gland. The target will be this one. What is this? What is T stand for? Thyroid. So the target will be for this one gonna be thyroid gland. Even nih? So the target for the TSH will be thyroid gland. Where is the thyroid gland located? Here. In your neck. It looks like a butterfly. This thyroid gland. Right? So thyroid gland is actually produce two hormone. Thyroid gland produce two hormone. One of them is called the TH. What does TH stand for? Thyroid hormone. The other one is called CT. What is CT? Calcitonin. Calcitonin. So thyroid gland produce TH and calcitonin. Are you with me first? Now, the one that is affected by the thyroid stimulating hormone, the action over here, is actually stimulate TH productions. Only this one. Only these productions will be controlled by TSH. The CT is not. The CT will be controlled by calcium level in your blood. Are you with me? So TSH target will be what? Thyroid gland. What is the action? Increase TH production. Get it? Okay. Now, FSH. FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Remember, these two hormones over here controlled by GnRH, gonadotropic releasing hormone. It means that these two hormones over here, the target will be male and female organs. So, if it is male organs, what do you call the male sexual organs? The one that produce sperm. Testicle. So the target for FSH, if it is male, is going to be testicle. Are you with me? Testicle. Now, what is the action? Increase or stimulate. Stimulate sperm production. That's on male. Okay? You with me? FSH also produced by female. Therefore, the target's going to be female organ, which is ovary. So if it is female, the target's going to be ovary. And the target, the action on the ovary will be based on the name over here. So this name is actually coming from a female part, female cell, which is called the follicular cell. So this FSH on ovary will stimulate follicular cell maturation. So follicular cell will become mature. And this is the one that later will protect the eggs, will give nutrients to the eggs. That's the follicular cell function. And it is stimulated by FSH. Are you with me? Okay. Next. LH. Again, this is action's going to be on the gonad, right? What is the gonad for male called? Testicle. Right? The same, testicle. But the action will be different. If the FSH on the testicle increase sperm production, LH on the testicle gonna be stimulate the male hormone. What do you call the male hormone? Produced by the testicle. Semen. No, the semen is not hormones. The name is telling you, testicle produce testosterone. What? Stimulate testosterone productions. Right? That's LH on male. On the female, which is the target's going to be ovaries. What is the action? This one will stimulate ovulation. Ovulation. What does ovulation mean? Release eggs from ovary to the fallopian tube to the uterine tube. Yeah, it's just pop. That's stimulated by LH. So that one you need LH in order to ovulate. If you don't have LH, there is no ovulation. That's the LH. Again, this is produced by anterior pituitary gland. Get it? That's so far number 4. Okay. Hormone number 5, ACTH. ACTH. Adreno. That's the name. It's going to be the name of the target. What gland? What is the name of the gland? That starts with the adreno. This is actually on the top of the kidney. Anybody know what is the name of that gland? Okay, so over here. So we have kidney. This is another kidney. So your right kidney actually lower than the left kidney. So you have gland over here. There are 2 glands. That gland is called the adrenal gland. Okay, so the target for this ACTH over here, produced by the anterior pituitary gland, will be this, which is the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland. Now, if we cut the adrenal gland, okay, let's say this is adrenal gland over here. Let's say we cut here, then you're gonna have structure like this. Okay, so you have cortex. Cortex means the bark, the side of the organ. So it's called the adrenal cortex. It has a lot of cells. You also have the middle part over here. Also consists of cell. So the middle part is called the adrenal medulla. You get this one first. The adrenal cortex produce 3 hormones. This one produce 3 hormones. The first one is called the aldosterone. So adrenal cortex produce 3 hormones. The first one is called the aldosterone. The second one is called cortisol. Sometimes also called cortisone. It's the same thing. And the third one is produce androgen. You with me? The adrenal medulla also produce 2 hormones. The first one is called the adrenaline. Another name is called the epinephrine. The second hormone is called the noradrenaline or norepinephrine. So there are 5 hormones actually produced by the adrenal gland. 3 from cortex, 2 from medulla. Now, this ACTH only affecting the stimulate cortisol from adrenal cortex. That's the actions of this ACTH. The other hormones will be affected by other situation or other stimulation. That's the ACTH, the target adrenal gland. Next, PRL, prolactin. And the name is telling you the target's gonna be the one that produce milk. What is the name of the organ that produce milk? What is the name of the gland that produce milk? mammary gland. So it's going to be here, right? Okay. So here.
Is that the like scientific term for that? That's the scientific term for that.
Yes, scientific term, mammary gland. So the target will be mammary gland, okay, which is here. What's the action? Stimulate. Stimulate productions of milk. This is production. Alright? Get me? Now, the last one from the anterior to the gland. Melanin stimulating hormone. What is melanin produce? What organ? The skin. The skin cell is called the melanocyte. You still remember, right? Melanocyte in the skin. What is the action? Stimulate. Stimulate melanin production. People with have MSH will be darker in color because what? Increase melanin. Yeah, I do. Hey, it is time yet? Oh yeah, it's time. Okay. So make sure you put your assignment. This assignment also part of your attendance today. Just put it here. We'll continue this on during the
I
review.
ain't have my front page, but everything's good. So, man,